life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape. Yeah, let's see. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see.
Are you doing this for the mama part?
No, I'm just doing it. I'm just a poor boy. Something is because it's easy come, easy go. Little high, little low. Anyway the wind blows doesn't really matter to me. To me. Ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. Mama just killed a man. Put a gun against his head. Pulled the trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life has just begun. Mama, ooh, I don't wanna die. Is that right?
I don't know.
Okay. Tomorrow, carry on, carry on.
Wow, it sounds like we're deciding to cancel the show after this.
Right?
We just decided we're no longer doing the podcast anymore.
Fucking cry.
I see a little silhouette of a man, Scaramouche, Scaramouche, can you do the fandango? Thunderbolts of lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo, 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 let me go. Magnific. Okay, all right, y'all, welcome back to the No Chaser podcast.
My fucking throat.
Oh my God.
I hope nobody clicks out.
Oh, they're doing what?
No, they're gonna love that. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the No Chaser podcast. I'm Tim Chantarangsu.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
Oh, my eyelash. I'm
My
Mickey
throat
Boy.
hurt.
Hey guys, well, congratulations, you've made it. This is the 2-year anniversary of the No Chaser podcast. We launched this thing 2 years ago, mid-February-ish.
We need to take a shot to that.
Sure, if you like.
We do.
We can do that.
We do, because I remember when we stopped just taking shots, people were like, oh my God, you guys aren't taking shots anymore? I was like, yeah, because we're dying.
Nobody said that.
Yeah.
Well,
Tanked it.
there were a couple comments of like, how you gonna call yourself No Chaser podcast if y'all aren't drinking anymore?
Yeah. It was there. Rick, you were never in that conversation because you established from the beginning you're not drinking.
Yeah.
You wanna do the soju or the Hennessy?
I'll Henny.
Okay.
Anything is possible.
Henny ting them.
Rick sees the Hennessy come and he looks concerned, like I'm gonna be abused with it.
You might be.
I'm not.
No,
You
we
look like the type.
I've changed
You
my
heavy-handed.
ways.
we've been pacing ourselves today, and
Today's been a good day.
and plus, like I said in a previous episode, Chia says I'm very annoying when I'm drunk. Everybody says Blades is annoying when she's drunk, so.
So we start that now. So that's what we're doing.
Happy anniversary.
The comments, bro.
Anniversary.
Yay. It's been a fun time. I think, we got some solid episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And also, speaking of celebration, by the time this episode drops, I will be an official father.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're a baby dad.
I had a baby yesterday.
That's crazy.
You're a daddy now.
What the fuck?
That's the trip.
I'll text Rick, like with just updates. I'm like, bro, so we got a scheduled induction on the 23rd. It's going down. He's like, what the fuck?
It's on our calendar at home.
Is it? Oh, well, that's cute. Yeah.
It's your baby and then the season premiere of Snowfall the next day.
So
Wait, and then your birthday.
my birthday March 6th, yes, and your
Yeah.
birthday March
10th.
10th. Yes, I
Wow.
know your birthday because every time it's like, all right, let's get Nikki down here for the podcast, and I gotta go to I always second guess myself. I always go to I always go to fucking famous birthdays to double check your birthday.
Hilarious.
But yeah, our due date was February 23rd, and instead of waiting for her to go into labor, our baby is actually kind of it's a small baby. You know what I'm saying? Chia's a small person. I'm a small person. We were both kind of smaller babies, so the baby's small.
Yeah.
So a couple weeks ago, they were like, we're just gonna monitor. If it doesn't grow a whole lot while it's in there, It's at a like once you hit I think like 36 or 37 weeks, the baby can just it's good to just be out of that thing already.
It's walking already.
Yeah, right. Has
need
its
to be there
full
anymore.
stash already. So, if it's not growing, then they're like, okay, it's better to let's just get it out of there.
Yeah.
So they're gonna induce, pop her little bag, give her some fucking some shit to make her go into labor, and yeah.
I have a question. This got brought up on JK, the placenta. Do you and Chia have a plan for the placenta once the baby is born?
Well, I'm gonna borrow it.
What did it say
But once
on
I give it
JK?
back.
Well, there was an article of a woman that actually cooked up her placenta and was throwing it into different food. And so the conversation of, is that cannibalism? But I know the health benefits of the placenta, and a lot of people are very much into it. They think it's the fountain of youth, it can cure everything, stem cells, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think about it?
So they didn't know what I wanted to do. I want to eat it.
You want to eat it?
I want to eat it. Chia doesn't necessarily want to eat it, but some people turn it into pills.
Yeah.
And but I was like, no. People keep linking me to people that make pills, and I'm like, guys, I don't want the fucking pills. I want to fricassee this thing. I want to throw it on a grill like carne asada. I want to mix it into meatballs. I want to throw it on a pepperoni pizza.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
I don't think you could do that.
No, you can.
Yeah.
Do what?
You can cook it up if you want.
Yeah, that's yeah, you can cook it, but I don't know if it changes to kind of what you're saying. Like, I don't know if it changes the properties of it when you cook it.
Or like the nutrients and
the
shit.
nutrients, yeah, you know how they say with vegetables, and
Yeah.
it's better for you if you don't cook them or whatever.
Yeah.
I've seen some people put them in smoothies. I
Yeah.
see them turn them into face masks. I know
Face masks.
Yeah, face masks because
Stem cells.
Yeah.
stem cells super good for your skin. And then there's people that buy them. They're literally on the market for placentas all the time.
Yeah. Give me half, dog.
Okay,
No,
so what do you
So I
want?
can get my hair
Here's
grow
the
back.
thing. Well, so like I said, she is down to get down on the nutrients, but she doesn't necessarily want to eat it. So I told her, I'm like, let's do this, man, because I really want to eat that shit, even though it's, I'm not the one that needs nutrient replenishing, she does, but I want to eat it, man,
Yeah.
You know my whole theory about like eating weird shit that gives you powers? So I'm like, man, ultimate powers, my wife's placenta, lit.
Right,
So,
which is how people see it too.
Yes.
It is the ultimate thing you can eat.
so I told her, like, okay, let's cut it in half, we'll take half of it, make it into pills for you. I'm gonna throw that thing in the air fryer.
Like gizzards or something? Like,
Well, look, okay, not necessarily air fryer. I've literally been posting, tweeting. Is there any chef? Because I feel like if there's anywhere that's gonna do it, it's LA, right?
Yeah, that's a fact.
I was like, is there any chefs out here in LA that specialize in placenta cooking?
Dinners?
Yeah, something.
Oh, you should do like a dinner, like a whole placenta.
I send foods.
I'm not giving
Send food.
No,
placenta.
I'm not
Into a
giving these fools.
placenta-themed dinner.
These are my nutrients. Well, her nutrients, and she's sharing them with me.
Rick's over here taking the fried food. Like,
Okay, that's funny. Because I didn't.
he's in the corner.
I know he
fucking-
wanted the placenta to put in his. That was a joke, but I didn't imagine him taking my fried food placenta.
That would be hilarious.
He's just like, yo, nutrients is nutrients.
Just dabbing it.
I'm like, here you go, dog. I got a nice ragu sauce for you.
Thank you.
Like, you know why I'm here, Tim. Like, stop the bullshit. Where's the placenta, bitch?
No, I'm gonna put it in a syringe. Come on, guys.
Hey, if you're like me, then you're missing out on your workout routine and your favorite fitness instructors. You know what I'm saying? I need somebody barking orders at me sometimes to get things done. And you can't go to the gym. It's a whole pandemic. I got a baby in the other room. I need a haircut. It's a struggle, okay? There are at-home alternatives, but they're just not the same. I've been looking for an experience that makes me feel like I'm back in class, moving with my favorite instructors to heart-pounding playlists, and that's what led me to the SoulCycle at-home bike. The SoulCycle at-home bike converts your home into a SoulCycle studio. What? The 21-inch touchscreen houses a revolutionary sound system that was specifically engineered for this bike and SoulCycle's iconic playlist, okay? Your monthly membership also gives you unlimited access to the Equinox Plus app, where you can stream classes from other top-tier brands like Equinox, Rumble, TB12, and Pure Yoga. You can get your SoulCycle at-home bike in just 1 to 3 weeks, and they have financing options available to make attaining goals achievable. Wow, now that is lit, okay? Now that's perfect. You want to work out at home, you got the bike, you got the payment plan. Yo, it's ideal, bro. And me, for someone like me who has trouble even riding a bike,
I can do this shit. Get your SoulCycle at-home bike today by visiting mysoulcyclebike.com/nochaser and use promo code NOCHASER to get a free pair of at-home select cycling shoes with your purchase. Oh my God, shoes too? That's crazy. That's mysoulcyclebike.com/nochaser, promo code NOCHASER to get a free pair of cycling shoes with the purchase of your SoulCycle at-home bike. Wow, now that's just lit. mysoulcyclebike.com/nochaser, promo code NOCHASER. Now, you know, for a lot of us, the start of the new year feels like the right time to schedule doctor's appointments and check in with where you're at health-wise. But what about your reproductive health? As you can hear, I got a baby in the other room. I'm fertile, she's fertile. But did you know that a simple finger prick can unlock tons of insight into your reproductive health? I'm talking egg count, menopause timing, if your hormone levels indicate conditions like thyroid disorders or PCOS, all things that are good to know whether or not kids are in your future. Knowledge is power, and when you know more, you can make better decisions for your body, your health, and your future. There aren't many decisions bigger than having a kid. But for many women, their fertility is a big question mark. Now, Chia was all about that life, fertility tests, different urine tests just to see if she was a fertile girl, and luckily it worked out. But if you remember sex ed, we learned to prevent pregnancy at all costs. But when it comes to planning for pregnancy, it's still a bit of a mystery. The traditional guidance with fertility has been just wait and see. We didn't do that. We were really meticulous about it, and it worked. But now that we have tools to help us plan and track almost everything in our lives, just waiting and seeing about fertility just isn't good enough, all right? That's why ModernFertility was created. It's the easy and affordable way to test your fertility hormones at home with a simple finger prick. Mail it in with a prepaid label and you'll get your personalized results within 10 days. Traditional testing with your doctor can cost over $1,000, but ModernFertility only costs $159 to get the same information. What? And if you go to modernfertility.com/nochaser, you can get $20 off your test. Wow. Say it backwards. Wow. Right now, Modern Family is offering our listeners $20 off the test when you go to modernfertility.com/nochaser. I already said that. That means your test will cost $139 instead of the hundreds of thousands it could cost at a doctor's office. Get $20 off your fertility test when you go to modernfertility.com/nochaser. That's modernfertility.com/nochaser.
There's a bunch of recipes you can
Tway
Google.
putting it in her purse.
Yo, tell Tway to move down.
She does not know how to cook placenta.
I think, okay,
Oh,
so
Tway,
here's what I
that would
think,
be a
right?
good video for her. That is such a good video.
So I'm gonna treat it like I'm cooking like some liver or some shit. That's how I'm gonna Google it. Like my main concern is that I just clean it like it's supposed to be cleaned. And then, because if there's no chef that's down to do it, I'm either gonna just have them turn the whole thing into pills, or I'm gonna try and actually cook the shit.
No, you need to try and cook it. You need to. You have to. I don't think you could be happy until your next child.
Yes.
Until you eat it.
Don't take the full half though. Let her get as much of her pills as you can. Get you a sliver.
Get
you a strip steak. Yeah.
Okay. Like a cutlet.
Yeah.
All right.
Like a little, like a medallion. Nice little
How
size.
fire would it be to just grind it up with some other meat?
Make it like a sausage. Placenta sausage.
If I just, because yes, I hear it eats kind of,
Irony.
irony.
Yeah, 'cause it's like blood sausage.
Yes. So if I just,
Organ meat, yeah.
If I order some fucking fire ass Wagyu and then blend it with that,
Are you gonna make a burger out of it?
I can
Just
make a
like
burger. I can make
sausage?
meatballs.
Just make placenta jerky.
It'll last me forever.
Just dry it and nibble on it.
Snacks, you coming over? Placenta?
Or there's an East African dish called kitfo. Have we talked about
It's
this?
raw, yeah.
It's raw. It's just raw beef. And you eat it
Make
with
a
the
tartare
injera.
out of it.
Yeah, that's essentially the same thing.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, some placenta kitfo / tartare.
And then you can make it actually, take it to the next level. Just put a little caviar. Oh, you can have a full little fancy
pop
ass.
a little quail egg on top.
That sounds good, bitch. I'm trying to live forever too. How much are you selling that shit for?
I
I was like, wait, hold on. I know Rick needs it for his hair, but I ain't trying to age. So let's have a
Just
conversation.
leave me a little
check
bit.
this out. Check this out.
Just a sliver. I'll do the tartare.
Fallopian tartare.
Gold flakes.
No. I was gonna say placenta tartare
Okay.
with her actual egg popped on top.
Oh my
Another one of
God.
those.
Just, ovary juices all over the
Let's
place.
go.
Yes.
Wow, that's exciting.
Eggs over easy.
Overeats. Both we out on overeats.
Damn, Chia's gonna watch this episode like, you fucking weirdos. She's over
It's
here
like,
holding
I'm
her
taking my kid and I'm moving back to Canada.
But okay, is that cannibalism?
By definition.
Yes.
Yes.
But you know, if you,
It is.
If you sucking your own blood,
It is.
that's not cannibalism.
So I was watching
That's
those
not.
TED
No,
Ed.
it's not.
Have
But
you
that's
ever
not
seen-
that.
Have you ever seen those TED Ed videos, like the TED Talk educational videos? No? So you see all the TED Talks, well, they do little small animated versions of certain subjects.
Oh, okay.
So cannibalism actually came up as one of them. So throughout history, cannibalism has been happening, whether you're eating your loved ones. Back in the day, they actually used to grind up the bones of mummies because it was supposed to be like medicinal purposes. And then like during famine and whatnot, you would have to eat whoever was left behind. And then throughout, just throughout history, we've been eating people because we think it gives us powers or it helps us. So do I think eating placenta is cannibalism? Yes.
But do I think
wanna-
cannibalism is bad? No.
But do I want to still eat the placenta? Yeah.
I'm gonna try a way to do it, man. Literally, not gonna lie, it's part of the reason why we bought this cooler is to take to the hospital for the placenta.
That's the
I thought you was
placenta
gonna say that's part of the reason we got pregnant. It's like, oh shit. But that's hilarious.
That's your organ cooler?
I mean, we might get a different cooler.
Are you gonna put it in a jar? Like how
So
long
here's
does that
how it
last?
works. If you want to do something with your placenta,
Okay.
you bring your cooler there to the hospital.
Just
Yes. I'm fucking tailgate party, bro.
Okay. He's like, let me throw my Heineken out of here.
Right.
Oh, don't mind
Just move to the side. How
Right,
big is
right.
the placenta? It'll fit. It'll fit.
We got
That's-
tin-
that's-
fucking ghetto tinfoil. Just everybody bring out the tinfoil.
Oh my God! Imagine I got to go buy.
But old butter container.
Ziploc.
That's how it works. You go up there with your cooler and you say, I would like to keep my placenta, and then
Yeah.
let you do what you will with it.
Hi,
What if
I'd
it
like
stinks?
It might.
I like one placenta
Yeah.
to go, please.
Here's
So let me get a large
Large
placenta.
placenta.
Here's another thing that's interesting, is that you can also they ask you now what you want to do with your umbilical cord, because the umbilical cord, just like the placenta, contains like stem cells and shit.
Yeah.
So the option is you can either pay to put it in a stem cell in a bank and keep it for the future when your kids get sick or when you get sick or whatever, if the blood matches.
Yeah.
Or you can donate it.
Yeah.
I heard that's why they
Let
keep your
me
baby
get
teeth.
it.
I heard that's why they keep baby teeth, because you can get the stem cells from the baby teeth, and that's why parents have been keeping the baby teeth.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's what I heard.
But then they never use it.
But they never use it. But I heard that is part of where that started.
Let me ask you this. Since you brought up grinding mummy bones, do y'all want to be buried or cremated?
Cremated.
Cremated.
Yeah.
Okay.
My parents are gonna be cremated.
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, my parents will also be cremated. I also think I'll probably be cremated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
It's too much hassle to bury somebody. I don't want to leave that for other people.
Yeah, the financial burden of all of it is just, a way for somebody else to get money.
Yeah.
I think that hopefully, when my parents do move on, I know I'm gonna want to keep a part of them, and I think that's the only actual way to keep them with you.
I
So
feel you.
Okay, you know what? I got this bad habit, especially during the quarantine, of online shopping. I'm buying so much shit online, bruh. Shit I need, shit I don't need, but at the end of the day, it's shit I like, okay? And that's why I'm here to talk to you guys about honey. Now, what is honey? We all shop online. We've seen that little promo code thing taunt us at checkout. But thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is a free browser extension that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. Honey supports over 30,000 stores online. They range from sites that have tech and gaming products to popular fashion brands and even food delivery. Wow. Here's how it works. Imagine you're shopping at one of your favorite sites. When you check out, the Honey button drops down and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons it can find for that site, and if Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the prices drop. That is amazing, okay? Honey has already saved me money on little tripods that I use when I'm shooting videos. I'm talking about some of these companies have coupons that you don't even know about. I saved a good 20%, bro. That's lit. Honey has found its over 17 million members, over $2 billion in savings. Wow, that's crazy. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out on free savings. It's literally free and installs in a few seconds. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting the podcast. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/nochaser. That's joinhoney.com/nochaser. Y'all want to hear a story? In a tiny apartment in Southern California, 2 college dropouts teamed up to create a watch company that broke all the rules with fair prices, unexpected colors, and clean original designs. I'm talking about Movement, MVMT, grew into one of the fastest growing watch brands, shipping to over 160 countries across the globe. Wow. Now Movement has expanded into blue light glasses that protect your eyes from your screens. We all need that. We just staring at these screens all day, not knowing the damage that it causes to our retinas. They also have minimalist jewelry and more style essentials that don't break the bank, all designed out of the comfort of their California headquarters, okay? Now, y'all know me, I love deep sea diving. That's why I've been wearing their new minimal sport dive watch, and it's so sleek and professional looking that you'd never know it could dive down 100 meters deep into the water. Perfect for when I'm deep in that ocean water, okay? I get compliments every day on my Grizzly Brown watch from the new Legacy Slim collection. It's the perfect office watch with a super clean dial and rich brown leather strap. It just elevates any outfit. MVMT watches have the look and quality of a $400 to $500 watch you're paying at a department store, but cost a fraction of the price because they were built online and own their process from start to finish. You get a beautiful watch shipped right to your door for free, and if you don't love it, you can ship it right back for free. Wow. And with the blue light glasses, I spend all day in front of a computer screen, but my Everscroll blue light filtering glasses are a game changer. It really helps with eye strain and poor sleeping patterns, and I love the modern style of the frames. And just for you guys, I got a special treat, all right? If you want to elevate your look with style that doesn't break the bank, then join the movement and get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns by going to mvmt.com/nochaser, okay? That's mvmt.com/nochaser.
Things now where you can put it in a teddy bear,
or a little vial.
Yeah, or even grind it into a diamond.
Snort it? Oh.
Snort it.
I love you, Mom.
Just season your chicken with it.
Oh, your placenta.
I saw a damn TikTok video, and I know it's fake, but it was like, my husband died 2 weeks ago, and it's like a cup of milk, and it's like making pop cocoa, and it's like putting it inside. And
Say milk again?
Milk.
Oh, okay.
What'd I say?
You said milk.
Milk?
You said milk with an E.
Milk? Oh, I ate it.
Well, she does a milk thing.
Oh,
milk.
milk.
Okay.
All right. So it's did you guys ever see that episode of My Strange Addiction where there was a woman whose husband died?
And
She was eating her
Like
husband's
Jell-O.
ashes.
like this, she'd just be like,
Yeah. It was gross, bro. She would lick her finger, dip it into the ashes, and lick it like it was a
Like she
fucking.
would cry.
What was that? What was that fucking candy?
Fun dip?
Fun dip.
Fun dip.
Wow.
Or Jell-O.
You think that's
Yeah.
real?
Like that?
That show?
Yes.
Yes.
Remember when we found out MTV True Life wasn't real?
What?
That's right.
Yeah.
Wait.
And I wasn't under any type of contract, so I could spill the beans.
Wait, what? It's not real?
we-
I thought it was real.
We had a homegirl.
Yeah. Well, homegirl, let's say her name is Michelle,
Okay.
right?
I feel.
She was on the show, True Life. My boyfriend, maybe we don't say what the whole title was. Take a look at back.
Look at the
Yeah.
episode.
But basically, different name. Was not in a relationship.
They're actors?
Yeah. It was fucking fake.
A lot of that shit's fucking fake. Like there was episodes of someone hit me up for an episode of Parental Control one time.
Mm-hmm.
And do you guys remember that show?
Nope.
Yes.
Okay,
I do, yeah.
Parental Control was, let's say I'm dating a girl, but her parents hate me.
Yeah. Mhm.
And her parents get to pick another guy for this girl to date to see if she likes him better than me. Okay? So there was an episode, I was approached years ago, probably before Wildnout even, I was like, they were like, would you be down to do an episode of Parental Control? And I was like, honestly, I don't know if my parents would be down for this. My mom's English isn't amazing, and they were like, oh, okay, well, like, they don't have to be your parents.
Like,
They were like, do you have any relatives that maybe could pretend to be your parents? And they were like, and it was literally, it all kind of came down to, it doesn't even have to be your real girlfriend. It doesn't have to be your real parents.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing.
yeah, bro. Even the freaking judge shows are fake. I didn't know that at all, but I've seen a girl in her reel posting clips of her on some fucking court show.
And it was all staged?
Yeah, different name and everything.
What?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I seen a comedian talking about this white guy that was on a divorce court show and his wife was black, and that was one of the guys that stormed the Capitol. And this guy, so if it's all fake, then he was just an actor doing the whole, like, this shit is just. They hire actors a lot. Oh my goodness, we got behind the scene commentary. It's so appalling.
Yeah.
That he just had to let us know, like, like you didn't know these fuckers were fake.
I mean,
what?
it's definitely like, especially working in like the industry, you pay attention to shit, right?
Yeah.
So there was episodes of like Love and Hip Hop that I would watch.
Oh yeah.
And where it's like
how is this restaurant empty?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or even like, how are they arguing in a strip club with all the
lights
lights
on? Yeah. I mean, what the fuck?
And you also learn, because doing this shit, you learn that there can't be music in the background.
Right.
So it's like they're in a strip club with no music, lights turned on. There's probably a stripper back there dancing to no music.
To nothing,
right now.
yeah.
I remember when The Real World was filming in San Francisco, and I was working at Infusion at the time, and everybody gets the heads up that, okay, they're going to have some of the cast members coming in, there's going to be a film crew, you have to sign your waiver to be on camera and whatnot, and there would be certain moments where lights were on in certain areas because that's where they were filming, but for the most part, everything that was happening wasn't as staged. Like,
Real World pioneered that shit.
They but they were like party, of course, because you're out, you're getting drunk, and there's, they would go and film scenes somewhere else, or they would actually follow them. But for the most part, that shit was like real. There was no stage shit. Like the lighting, like you'll see certain places, but everybody, it was a regular night at the club.
Yeah.
So when I saw like the Love and Hip Hop stuff, I'm like, how are they even doing that? Because we really had the weight, like none of us knew. We showed up to work and we were like, oh, so we're gonna possibly be on camera. Then you see all the extras trying to oh my god, do you want
there was this someone posted a TikTok of an extra on some show. He was in the background eating fake shit, cooking fake shit, but there was nothing in the bowl. Like going in.
Extra.
So
if there's
funny.
any reality show I would have believed to be more authentic, it was like The Real World, because they were doing it before reality TV was even a thing.
Yeah.
You know?
And it was better to catch them super fucked up. That's why those environments and getting on those shows, was scary, because they really wanted to see you at your fucking worst. Like, they were trying to catch you fucked up and drunk, and they were pumping all the alcohol. That night, their budget was insane. It was literally like, bring them whatever they want. So we were just bringing out bottles and doing shows, and they were all just getting super fucked up. When they were filming in San Francisco, they had a good time.
I signed a Bunim Murray contract. Bunim Murray is the production house that
A Brumer?
Bunim Murray.
Bunim
Murray.
Bunum.
Bunim Murray.
Rick's drunk.
No, I didn't say it wrong. He heard it wrong. But anyway, I signed the contract, but this was after I got fucked in a different contract, so I read everything. And my contract had nothing to do with reality TV, but it was the same contract. And the shit they were saying in there, like how basically you give them the control to edit you any way they want to. And I'm just like, damn. So all of this conflict we be seeing is like, they probably just made this shit up.
What you about to say? I'm gonna go first. I said I'm gonna go first. So I was talking to a girl that was on a reality show, a very popular reality show, and she said, this is how deep it gets. She said they took a snippet of a phone conversation where she was arguing with a homegirl or a cousin, and they took that soundbite and played it over another conversation where she was talking to her man and made it seem like she was arguing with her man. Completely different conversations, different days.
That's perfect, because I was reading about how some producers of reality shows had to contemplate their whole career after filming it, because they watched them ruin people's lives. They literally were purposely putting them in situations, like, so you have a fear of, like, you're claustrophobic. So we're gonna put you inside of this box because we have to exploit your fear. And then dealing with husbands and fiancés and boyfriends, they were putting them purposely in situations to get them to break up with their people in real lives. And they did it all on purpose.
That reminds me of super funny and sad episode of America's Next Top Model. with this girl. She started off kind of nerdy, but she was like a pretty face, you know what I'm saying? And she was in this situation. It was like they brought a whole bunch of male models in to party with the models that were on the show. So everyone was in the hot tub drinking. She was drunk, and she ended up having sex with this dude. But she had a boyfriend back home. So then she felt all guilty. So she's on the phone with her boyfriend, and she's like, "I did something bad." He's like, and the guy. This is the funny part. So him on the other end of the phone, he sounds all like, "What did you do?" So he's like, very whiny dude, right? And she's like, "What's the worst thing I could have done?" And he goes, "You had sex."
So bad.
And she's like, "Yes." And he's like, "No." And he's like crying on the other side. And it was funny, bro. But it was sad.
So sad. I
But-
just watched Bling Dynasty.
Oh yeah, how was that?
I watched all of it. I liked the way it was shot. It's literally shot the exact same way as Shaw's of Sunset.
Okay.
It's shot very similar.
Do you know what Bling Dynasty is?
Yeah.
But there is one scene when they're in Paris and the boyfriend is blowing her phone up, like, "I can't believe you left me." But like, you know this scream where you're just completely irrational and it's to the highest you can yell? This guy is screaming on the phone. This girl has it on speakerphone. And I'm just going, do you not know that this is fake after seeing this? And I was like, this is the first episode. How are you already doing that? But if you could be famous for being that guy, would you do it?
Well,
No.
it's funny that you bring that up, Nikki Blaze, because when I was younger, I loved the Real World, I loved Road Rules, and it was gonna be one of my goals to be on the Real World. I always wanted to be on the Real World. I thought, I never see Asian dudes on here.
No.
I'm gonna fucking rep for my cool Asian dudes. I'm gonna be on the Real World, right? And then I got older and I realized I wanna be an actor, you know what I'm saying? I wanna do like actual scripted film shit. If I do a reality show, that's gonna stay with me forever, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not gonna do the reality shit. But doing the YouTube shit, doing like, you know, just fun videos, I had a meeting with Bruna Murray. And we're just, you know, we're having this meeting, just kind of getting to know each other. One of your standard, like, hey, this is who I am, this is who you are, let's find a way to make something work, whatever. And then I told them, like, yo, you know what? I really wanted to be on Real World when I was younger. And they were like, you would have totally got casted. We would have totally casted you. They're like, you would have totally got on. And then I was like, oh, how interesting. And then they told me the story where Kesha, the pop artist, they were like, you know what's funny about Kesha? She was gonna be on the Real World. And then a week before her season started filming, she called them up and said, never mind guys, I'm gonna try and go be a pop star instead.
That's hilarious.
Well, I wouldn't say one of the best decisions. She's been dealing with a lot with that stuff.
Yeah.
But it was that's crazy.
Yeah. It sucks though, and I don't want to like talk too much shit about people, but I see a pattern with people who do reality TV, and they kind of pick you based on
You're
certain
messy.
certain deficits. Let's say that. Not saying that that's why they would go pick you. I think they were going off of
I
your
auditioned-
coolness.
Yes, yes.
I
it is.
auditioned for America's Next Top Model.
Oh, really?
I did. Clearly didn't make it. Well, look at where we're at.
But it's probably because you were sane.
At that time, and I remember wanting to model, and that show is, to a lot of us, like, that's the fucking show. You get it, they're speaking our language, we understand all of it. You want the transformation, you just wonder what that would be like.
Yeah.
I remember I auditioned.
They would have cut all your hair off.
They would have.
Yeah.
And I probably would have cried then. Then I would have been one of those girls. Oh,
It would have worked on you though. Your cheekbones are good.
Yeah. That would have kept you on crying.
crying. But after that, after I did that experience, a lot of the people that I was working with when I started modeling after that were like, you should do reality TV. And for the same thing that Tim said, I was like, I cannot. I'd be ruined.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I always remembered, I was like, holy shit. My dad would kill me. All I could think about is how much they drank and the dumb shit I was already doing. And my dad used to always say, don't embarrass me.
Yeah.
And I was like, yep, that's the only way we're going to get around this, because as soon as I get on the camera, it's a fucking wrap.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of them wanting drama, The Amazing Race, I just remember this, The Amazing Race contacted me and Chia. They hit us up.
The couples edition?
it was just a season. And this wasn't even when they did like the YouTube digital season, because they had a season where it was all just like YouTubers and digital people. They hit us up before that and they were like, we'd love to have you guys on the show. Just submit an audition. So we made a cute ass audition tape. And then we're like, we love it. Can you just fill out this questionnaire? I said, all right. We filled out this thick ass questionnaire, which asked you, what do you guys argue the most about? What do you feel is your biggest issues with each other? Shit like that. And we were low key fresh at this point. Like we've been together for maybe a couple years, and we were like, to be honest, and if I really wanted to be on it now, I realized what I did wrong, because we were answering all the questions like, to be honest, we don't really argue about that much.
God.
Yeah.
We find our way to figure out situations, we talk about shit, and then after they hit us up, after we sent that shit, they were like, actually, we don't really have spots open. I'm like, bruh, came to me.
I had them
love
reach
the
out
drama.
to me. And during that time, the person I was with, when we got to, the questionnaire came before the video did. I read the questionnaire and was like, oh, we're breaking up. As soon as I started looking through the questions, because we would have been the perfect fucking drama couple. All those answers, I couldn't even pretend that we were getting along at that time.
Hilarious.
I saw the questions and was like, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't even tell him, because when it was coming in, because they were casting and they're like, are you in a relationship? This would be great. They were shooting a lot of the couples at that time. They were specifically looking for a couple. Once I saw the questionnaire, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be single. And there was no way in hell.
Because you just knew they were gonna put your relationship through the ringer.
We wouldn't have been able to handle it at all. We would have been fucking gold for reality
Yeah.
TV. And I was like, not today.
Yeah.
How funny.
You really have to be one of those people who just say, I want to be famous to be on reality. You can't have a specific goal.
No.
Yeah, exactly, man. And to answer a lot of people's questions, I get questions about this all the time, and I've addressed this in a video, but let's talk about it now. Is Wildnout scripted? Wildnout is not scripted, but here's what they do, and I tell people this whenever they ask me. Wildnout, because of course it is a television show, so we are prepared to an extent where we only play we play 3 games every episode in the Wild style. There's probably only 6 actual games they keep on rotation. So they'll tell you beforehand what game you're playing the next day, what team you're gonna be on, who's gonna be on the opposite team.
Right.
So you have the chance to be like, oh, Rick's on the other team? All right, is he gonna come at me? Let me think of some chubby black dude jokes to have just in case, right?
Yeah.
And then, or some people have fucked up, come up to me and been like, yo, I got bars for you. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, you just fucked up. Because then I'm like, immediately, I'm like scanning up and down. Here's what I'm gonna say next. And where they double fuck up, fucking Antonio Skits, he would be like, this is what I'm gonna say to you. I'm gonna say this. What you think of this? I'd be like, that's cool. And I'd walk off. I'd walk off like, I'm about to kill his ass.
And then in the games, we had no idea what you guys were asking us.
Right.
We had no idea what the hell was going on. You just sit on the couch and play your part.
And Nick describes it like this. Nick describes it like when you go into a football game, you have your playbook of plays, of plans, you know what I'm saying? But there's no telling which way it'll actually go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I tell people it's not scripted, it's just like we kind of know essentially what's going on.
You have your options. You
Yeah.
have your audibles, you have your different things that you can run. I mean, I think football's a good one.
And also, y'all gotta realize is we shoot for 2 hours and they cut it down to 20 minutes. People be like, how do y'all do that without fucking up? I'm like, oh, trust me, we do fuck up.
Yeah.
They just cut all that out. And by my 3rd season, I stopped getting nervous because I was like, if this joke doesn't land, I know they're just gonna cut it. So I'll just be out there saying some bullshit, and be like, hopefully this shit hits.
Let's see if it works. Yeah. I don't understand why people love the drama so much though.
It's the same with radio. Radio, it's purposely driven based off of listening, the amount of time people listen.
Yeah.
So what they've noticed is that people love relationships and they love the drama. They don't want to hear the success of it. They want the deep fucking shit. So a lot of the segments are always about heartbreak or somebody cheated or I got left, and that's just what people really like to hear.
I mean, that's why you got a lot of even YouTubers not only creating fake drama, they got whole ass fake relationships.
Bruh.
You know what I'm
Whole
saying?
fake relationships.
Just so they can be like, oh, she dumped me today.
Yeah.
Will I take her back as the title?
Yeah.
You know?
And it's crazy sometimes because some of them are so obviously that. It's so
But it's
painfully
so
obvious.
so disappointing when it looks like it's not. So I don't get invested into some of them. I remember like the Instagram relationship trend. When Instagram couples were goals, oh my goodness, you just would see how devastated people became when, oh, so-and-so slid into somebody else's DMs. You're like, no, but he's such a good father. He would never do that. And they really capitalize on like people liking them and liking them together, then you're like really upset.
So just know that if I ever get involved in any drama, it was all to get my likes up. That shit was fake. I never did none of that shit.
Hilarious.
I'm saying it now.
Like disclaimer.
No, but people really do love the drama. Like,
love it.
And you know, and I think that's just a people thing. You know, like
Yeah.
even though I'm so irritated at fake drama. There's definitely people who I don't pay attention to that much on YouTube anymore like I used to. But then once I see that, like, oh, we broke up, I'm like, all right, what the fuck's
What
going
you
on?
talking about here?
Right.
Do you think it's a little hater gene in everybody that wants to see other people's lives
Fail?
aren't perfect? Yeah. Like I need to know that you go through shit too because your life looks too good.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's not even necessarily haterism. It's even like I can relate to this.
You become more real. That's what I've noticed lately is becoming more and more popular, is being real, talking about the actual shit you're going through.
Yeah.
Because we've seen all the fake shit.
Yeah.
And then you have the people that have been doing fake shit finally talking about their experiences with it. And then the moment they do that, they're actually likable. You're
Yeah.
going, damn, you really felt you needed to pretend to be something you weren't.
Yeah.
Fuck, I remember when I pretended to be something I wasn't.
But it's so crazy that we have to assume that good things are fake now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not being real until they tell us something negative, and it's like, well, shit, man, it sucks.
It's like people don't know how to talk about their accomplishments. Like, you know, when you're doing something good, and if you say you're doing well, people are like, oh, why are you bragging? And so instead of being, instead of being braggy, people are now starting to be like, well, I'm not perfect and I'm not this.
Yeah.
But on the inside, they're really being like,
They're really trying to brag.
they're
Yeah.
really trying to brag.
But you can't do it like you
But
want to.
can't.
It really
Yeah.
is. I mean, that's the thing too. It's like it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't
Yeah.
situation nowadays. Where to the point where, you know, even if you are trying to celebrate your accomplishments, you need to hit it with a
Yeah.
some type of
But-
you gotta self-deprecate a little bit
Yeah.
so you don't come off cocky.
Right, and you have to you have to be grateful.
Yeah.
Humility.
Yeah.
That's one of the hard, like,
I
man.
said, I don't want to be grateful for shit. But okay, but let me ask you guys this, because I'm one of them people, I don't care for people online telling me about their accomplishments. Not in a hater way.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it.
Right.
Why does anybody need to know? But it's mostly the people who do it in a certain way. So that's where it comes in, where you have to say it like this and say it like that, because there's people who just flex and they'll say it in a very cocky way. They'll want to present it as, ha, I'm better because, and then it's like, why does that make you feel good? You got a $45,000 watch. Is that not dope for you?
Here's the thing, right? I totally know what you're saying because I think there's a way to do it, right?
Yeah.
And at the same time, some shit isn't worth. It's not for everybody. You can tell when some shit is like, I'm bragging because I was insecure about this shit.
Yeah.
Because I've never had shit like this before. Because I feel like people don't think I'm shit, and I need to let them know, right? And then also, I think it is important to celebrate your accomplishments sometimes.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think with the whole invention of social media, it created this thing that I'm not sure should exist. Like if you get a new job, that's dope. Celebrate with your homies, go out, have dinner, yeah. But why do 50,000 people who follow you need to know?
So depending on how you run your platforms, right? Like, some people feel like their audience is a big part of their accomplishments and they want them to feel included. Now, with that being said, I've definitely seen people post up new cars, write paragraphs, and me look at it and go, you probably didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
That was one thing you probably didn't have to show off, because as somebody financially supporting your car, I might feel a type of way about it. But that being said, when they talk about other things in the business and you're supporting the business side of it, I'm like, I love to see you reached a new goal. You got a new article out. I feel a part of it. I'm involved. But then the $40,000 watch, the cars, the unnecessary shit you start seeing that they're getting feels more like what Tim was saying.
Yeah.
The brag.
Yeah.
Well, here's what's
the
funny.
insecure ass brag.
Yes, and here's what's funny about that too, because especially since you talk about posting for social media, right? When it's your job specifically,
Right.
Yeah.
is that the thing is, when you post some shit like that, engagement is crazy. You get
Yeah.
a lot of likes on new car,
Yeah.
new house, whatever. And when you get grown, like for me specifically, I was like, when I like lease a car, like it's really cool, but I feel like I'm just leasing this shit. I feel weird like posting about that. So like, you know, like we leased a little family car recently, and in my head I was like, I know, and the dude that sold it to us or leased it to us was like, let's get a picture of you guys, right? And I was looking at the picture, I was like, yo, this would get crazy likes on Instagram if I posted it, because like, it's a new car. You know what I'm saying?
And it's a family car.
And it's a family car, it's cute.
Yeah.
But I was like, for one, I don't feel like bragging about that, and two, I don't want people knowing what car I'm driving.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah.
And then, but I also did take but in my head, when I was at the dealership, I was like, yo, bro, take a picture of me with this R8, right? And I was like, I'm gonna post this shit and say, got a new whip, psych, and then like, blah, 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 I can't afford it yet, because I'm like, I know this new car shit will get mad likes.
Yeah.
Right.
But I just don't feel comfortable putting shit out there like that, especially like, and no shade to like, you know, like renting and leasing, I feel like is essential and it's smart.
It's
Right?
Yeah.
smart.
But it feels weird bragging about that.
Yeah, it's like you don't own it.
Yeah.
I know I had to reevaluate. So I own my car. I have a Mustang, and I had the Camaro for a point in time, and that was a car that was given to me, and a part of my endorsement was posting about it, right? Okay, I had been playing around with the idea of getting rid of the Mustang. I was almost done paying it off, and I remember seeing so many people posting their successful cars, or you know the little shot where the girls are like, just got my nails done, and there's a Porsche symbol like right there, or oh my God, I'm just casually sitting in a Bentley. It's right behind my head. And I had to remember that this is fucking real life, no matter what, at the end of the day, that my car isn't what defines me. And if I want to get one, I'll get it when I'm ready. So I ended up keeping the Mustang, paying it off. And I will say this, one of the biggest flexes I think anybody can have is owning your own shit. And then also feeling like when I do want to buy something nice, I'll be buying it for me and not for anybody else.
Exactly, and that's my biggest thing right there. Like, I just don't understand.
Right.
I have all the nice things, buy that shit. Like, I love that for people. I love that you're able to. But when it feels like you don't think this is cool unless the whole world knows, it gets weird for me. So I'm like, what was the motivation behind
the
this?
leasing the car thing, though, what more people are discussing, which is great, is that so many of the celebrities and the people you see popping, the stuff is given to them. Like, you have regular people struggling out there trying to flex to look like the next person, and they're going into debt when the biggest flex is really being financially fucking stable.
When the fact is that the celebrities, everything, like the jewelry's borrowed, cars are leased.
No,
Rented.
you know what, not even leased.
Rented,
they're
bro.
rented for
Yes.
the week, and then they give them back, or there's a deal. Like my Camaro had to get given back. I was gonna buy my car, but because I know my finances and I really looked at it, I said, this isn't the car I want to buy. Oh, here, take it back. But I also didn't let anybody believe that it was actually my car.
Bro, here's what bugged me out. Did you know that a lot of the houses on cribs were not their houses?
No!
Bruh.
Stop. Don't play. All the fish tanks weren't theirs?
Dog.
Bruh.
Yo.
No!
There are a handful of MTV Cribs episodes where they're like, this house didn't belong to them, the cars didn't belong to them.
No!
Even like specifically, not even like you think of like big rappers and shit, even like JoJo, her episode of Cribs, she was like, at that moment in time, she was touring a lot, so she didn't necessarily have a house. She was just staying at like her auntie's house. So they used her auntie's house, which was like on some like riverbed or some shit.
Stop.
And they used her house. And then the Yin Yang Twins episode, and I remember watching this as a little kid and just cracking up at how ridiculous they were. But when you watch it now, it's super obvious how it was not their house, because it's like all the decor is like sailboats and shit, and they're like, yeah, this is my brother, he picked this sailboat out here, he loves this sailboat. It's like, bro, you guys
never been on a
don't
sailboat
like
in your
this
damn
You
life.
do not like this picture of a sailboat. Everything is like super fake.
I didn't
And
know
this my
that.
favorite giraffe. All right.
I know all those home decor. Oh no, the HGTV. Oh, now I'm
Bruh.
looking at everything different now.
It's so much of life is fake, especially on social media, and it just,
In television.
yeah. And I think one of my biggest problems with all of this is what it does to other people. And I know we
Yeah.
have no control over
Right.
other people, but just like how you said, you see the girls posting
Yeah.
that, and you're feeling like,
And then you know them. There's such a need, and I'm not doing bad, right? But there are times where I go on social media, or I just look around and I'm like, I'm not doing enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I see somebody doing more, and part of me goes, I should be doing more.
Yeah.
Not a jealous. It's almost like you hit a point to where you figure out your competition or where your goals are set or whatever. And I'm looking, but in the back of my mind, the part that's like real grounded goes, you know exactly what they posted that for. You know exactly what's going on. You know why they had to write this paragraph to really explain why they got this car.
Yeah.
Do I want to be like that? No, but it's cool when you can have that moment. And I think all of us are just trying to reach that place with social media and just like in general our lives where we don't feel like we're doing it for other people. And there's nothing more rewarding than starting to be confident and comfortable in yourself. And I think like Rick, a lot of the times, like you embody that. You're very comfortable and confident in yourself, and you don't do shit for other people.
It's a facade.
It's a lie. That's his
Imagine.
character.
Fuck,
And he has a
that
secret
would be
Instagram page where he
hilarious.
posts everything.
No, he just gets home and cries.
I'm not comfortable.
I'm tired
I
of being this man.
No, but facts, Rick doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't give a fuck, but that's what's great because we all are coming. I mean, you know, we've been doing this for how long now? You two have been super close forever. And with me coming on here, that's one thing that I do love about like Rick knows Rick, and Rick don't give a fuck about nobody else. But it's admirable, right? Like you can pick up. I want to pick up certain qualities, and you learn for that. Tim, like I remember one episode where you told Tim, like, "Hey, you know those comments get to you sometimes," and Tim was like, "You right?"
No, I was like, they 100% do.
They 100% do, and I think that is cool because we're still learning how to deal with all this shit, right? Like
Yeah.
we got thrown into technology and we're learning how to use it just like everybody that's watching.
I mean, I think that's why, and that's like, to go with what Rick was saying, right? That's what's annoying about the whole like fake it till you make it culture of social media. Is that, like when you're in it, we know. We look at the shit, we're like, that shit's leased, that shit's rented, that shit's fake. That shit's not a real jet. You know what I'm saying? And so it doesn't affect us. If anything, we roll our eyes, shake our heads. But to the people that aren't in that,
Yeah.
Right.
you look at that and you see this as some type of like pillar that you're supposed to hit when
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
unrealistic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think it fucks with people.
Or even like the girls that are like really face-tuned and very
Yeah.
attractive, and the fact, you know, the models and this and that and the third. You know, we
Yeah.
were just talking to David, and David, you know, the other episode where he goes, by looking at you, you have the power. See, but the problem is a lot of the time it's what we're projecting. I just so happen to live in real life that person that you see online. And it doesn't mean that I don't have insecurities, and it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that I don't feel the same way because I had stuff I had to go through. But that's what we do. Before social media, we were projecting. We were able to fake it till you make it was a
Yeah.
Hollywood
Oh,
thing,
God,
or
yeah.
what people had to put on to go to work or to show up. Come on, think about it. Wives back in the day used to never let their husbands see them without makeup. Like everybody's been faking it, in
Yeah.
one,
Romini.
you know,
Yeah.
one way or another. But it's great to see people acknowledge their growth and then start to do it for themselves, and
Yeah.
hopefully like mindfulness and meditation and therapy and all those things become another, hopefully not a trend, but something that's here to stay.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
It's definitely tough though. Like I'm the way I am now because at one point I was I was almost the extreme opposite of that, and I just didn't like it. So I really had to make effort to be like I used to give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I used to care what people thought, what people were saying.
I remember we made a whole video.
Yeah.
The juice.
Yeah, exactly. I used to give a fuck about the comments, the shit people were saying. I never really cared about shit people had, but what people were saying to me, and I didn't like it. At one point I was like, this is consuming me a little too much. Let me figure out a way to not. And I just had to decide no. But the shit is interesting. I'm very mindful of all of that shit now. This dude hit me up. He's a jeweler. And he was like, I want to do some custom pieces for you, like some diamond shit. And I was like, I don't really wear diamonds, man. Who turns that down, first of all? You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, to be tight, I can get you a big this piece and that piece. I was like, man, if anything, do like a little goodie piece, but like a small one, you know what I'm saying? Because this was somebody trying to like get their name out. I know this dude, all right, cool. So he talks me into taking some diamonds, right? And he's like, I'm gonna gift you and your girl some studs and all of this shit. And he's sending me videos testing the studs and they hitting his diamonds or whatever. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I guess I'm gonna be the diamond dude. But it didn't sit right with me because I'm like, there's so much shit I don't have.
Right.
Why am I walking around with diamonds around my neck? You know what I'm saying? I don't have a house. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
1000%.
So it felt weird, but I'm like, all right.
It's free.
It's free. When I'm posting it, I'm going to say all of these things, right?
You already know your narrative.
So the earrings get here, and I don't like the setting, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna go get these reset. I go to a jewelry store, and no, I bought my own diamond tester too, just to make sure, because you can't trust who gives free fucking diamonds, right? So I test, they hit. He sent me a goodie pendant, yeah, all diamonds. That shit hit. They hit high. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, this nigga's legit. So I went to get the diamonds reset for my earrings, and they was like, and these are real or like cubic? And I was like, no, they're real. I tested them. It was like, okay. So they brought out a real diamond tester. Like, cause you know, when you see these videos with the people with that little black brick looking one,
beep, 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 beep.
It tests, but it don't test completely because there's a substance called moissanite that hits as diamond if you don't have the right tester. Yeah. So they was like, it's coming back moissanite. I was like, you dirty bitch. So then I just bought these instead. I was like, all right, well, there's no point getting fake diamonds reset. So I just bought some real shit. But I'm like, what was the point of all of that? You was gonna have me walking around with a set of moissanite
fake shit
to promote to people. So I would have been fake as fuck on accident.
You know, there was I don't know exactly what rapper, but there was a clothing line. There's a clothing line that's out, and this guy, somebody famous, was wearing. It happened to be a fake hoodie. He didn't promote it. Somebody saw him out in it. And the person that created the original started talking hella shit and was like, oh, out here wearing fake shit, blah, 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 blah. But why is it that guy felt the need to talk hella shit like that when he easily could have probably messaged a dude, because it's not like he couldn't afford the real stuff, and message him to just say like, hey, that wasn't real, but you know what it is? It's the flex. It's the, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. And I think Rick made the biggest point, and I've really felt that more and more after I stopped being so like in social media. Like, I'm in social media, but like with the constant clothing posts and promoting companies, why am I gonna wear this or buy that when I don't have X, Y, or Z? I don't own my car, I don't own my house, but I'm gonna drop $2,000 on a bag. I remember I bought a YSL bag, and it was my first big purchase. And I've been already working, I've already was making money, but my mindset is like I have to put money aside in order, just in case, in my bank account I have numbers. I had hit my number where I could spend. I bought the bag because I'm out and about in LA, and I felt as though I needed to have a designer bag to socialize out here. Because when you don't have the bag and you don't have what's in, or at least know the conversation.
Girl, that's a jam sport.
Period. You cannot just be out and about without it. But I remember I bought that bag, and that's still the bag that I use the least, because I know I bought that because I just wanted to feel as though
Yeah.
when I stepped
You don't
out,
even like who you were
I
when you bought
didn't
it.
like it at all. And I remember I bought the bag and I tried to rationalize it, right? I was like, I'm gonna use this when I go to here and when I go to this, and bitch, that shit sits in its bag. But to me, that's the epitome of pretending to be something that I wasn't. And anything I've bought after that was because I actually wanted it.
Yeah.
And I did it for myself and no one's ever seen it. As far as social media, like
Yeah.
I'll bring it out, and I think that's where you start becoming comfortable in yourself and where you start feeling okay with being out in public and online, because
Yeah.
they're very different. And the goal for me is to always be better in person than I am online.
Yeah,
Man,
I like that goal.
I was with the Wildnout dudes. Last time I was with the Wildnout dudes, and they had all bought Rolexes recently, and one of them was like, I'm not getting into specifics, but somebody was like, "Yo, how come I never see you walking like chains with like Rolexes or nothing, right?" And I was like, "Man, I have a mortgage." I was like, "Why?
Yeah.
Why am I gonna
Why?
spend 10 G's on a watch?" I mean, granted, like, okay, look, I get it. If you got it, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you got
it's a
it.
That's
different flex when
Yeah.
you can afford
But
it.
I'm like, for me, I just don't feel comfortable spending 10, 15 racks on a watch when I have, that's like a few months of
Right.
mortgage,
Yeah.
you know?
do you remember when I was hell bent on buying a Rolex?
Yes.
So we went to the Rolex store, right? Now I have never priced a Rolex before, but all I knew is I had a decent little chunk of money.
You wanted
Niggas
one.
making money now.
You wanted
You
them.
get a Rolex, right?
You wanted that roly.
So I'm going in there. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to probably spend like 5,000 to 8,000. Nigga,
said
I
5
was
to
like,
8
what's the price on that right there?
on
He's
a
like, this
fucking.
one, 35. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
You gotta do that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
When do you think you'll be
It
getting
said, only 35. Okay, cool. And what about this one
But
right
to be
here?
fair,
Man.
those ones we're looking at were fly as fuck.
Oh, they were
They had
so
to
green
be.
fade.
Yeah.
I was gonna
It
say
was
those
some-
are
it
like
was some-
presidential, because I was gonna say.
Nah, it wasn't even present. It was like some fancy, some fucking
Yeah,
Jacob
with
the
the
Jeweler
emerald
type
green.
shit. Yeah.
Yes.
But I was like 30. Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
Man.
Can't afford this. No, I cannot.
You know what else happens when you start getting into that tax bracket is like now you thought you had money when you realize what real money is, right?
Yeah.
Like you had a moment of like, oh, I'm not there yet,
Yeah.
right? But when you've kind of started getting into that realm of, okay, I know the difference between a presidential, and you start learning what like stones and all that stuff, and then you start peeping people online flexing and doing the big, big boy, big girl brag, and you're like, we actually know how much that costs.
Yeah.
You
And it's-
didn't get the version that
Well,
you're bragging
let
about.
me tell you what'll fuck you up too is when you start getting a little bit of money like me, right? And you're not there yet, but you're kind of there. And so I've been a couple, like at least twice. I've been in some stores that I thought I'm good here.
you
Fucking
learn.
grabbed the shirt, grabbed the sweater off the hanger, tried it on. This shit look cool. Got to the front. It's like, all right, this sweater's $500. Like,
Oh.
okay. I don't want to turn around.
Yeah.
Do it. I'm like, and then I walk up like,
Oh, there is nothing worse than
Bruh.
I want it, but I'm not buying it.
I
Let's-
thought this was just a
Yeah.
sweater.
Yeah.
Let
No.
me tell you.
Oh, that'll fuck you
The
up
perks
real
of being
quick.
unknown, I will quickly, huh? Oh, never mind. I thought it said 50.
But 500. Or I don't understand why glasses are so expensive. I don't get it. I don't know why they're expensive. I have no idea why glasses are so expensive. I don't get it. I don't know. But I hate when I see things that I like. And I'm like, I really fucking like you. I want to buy you.
Well,
I
Fashion
wanna-
Nova got some.
Right, I go like this. I want to take you home. But I'm going to have to go online real
Yeah,
quick
fuck
because
that.
I can't. There are just some things that don't seem worth it. But then I respect those that buy what they want and wear it more than fucking once because they're
Yeah.
real fucking people.
I think we've been lucky though, because we've had the luxury of being around some like low key ballers that don't say shit.
They the best.
Brian Lee, shout out Brian Lee, bro.
Brian Lee showed me a side of Vegas I've never experienced.
He
before.
showed us grown man Vegas. I was like, yo, and you didn't come with us. After Milos and all of that shit, we went to the shops in the Forum or something like that. So we went to the shops in the Forum or whatever. He's looking at watches. Shit I ain't never heard of before. At this point, I know Rolex and Rolex. That's it. So he take me into a Hublot store. Yeah.
Well, hello.
So I'm looking. I don't really like Hublots. At least the ones I saw.
They're so bulky.
Yeah, they look like was it Invitka or some shit like that.
Nixon one.
Yeah, they look like those to me. So I'm like, okay, this can't be 75,000. Oh fuck, this is the type of shit you're looking at.
Yeah.
Then we went to a AP store, and them prices blew my fucking mind. And it's funny because I was looking at his watch beforehand. I was like, what a stupid looking watch. not stupid looking, but it didn't look cool to me.
Was it something you would rock?
It was a fucking AP. So I'm like, God, what do you do,
Yeah.
bro? Like, but he ain't never posted that shit.
Right.
He didn't show me that he had that on before we walked in there. Nothing.
Man,
they don't talk about
They
it.
don't. It's a different brag. Doing bottle service, I see people that have to spend money. And I don't think most people know what that means, where they have to spend money. You cannot keep it. It must be spent.
Oh, yes.
It's an expense.
Yeah.
They have to get rid of it. So when you go to the club and you see the girls and you see the bottles, that's business.
Yeah.
And when they post about it, you don't realize you're literally their client. Like, you're going to try to buy the life they have because they did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'll tell you this one last story. When I was a server at CBK, about not flexing your money. One time when I was a server at CBK in Long Beach, I was busy, right? I had mad tables and I had big parties, and I was like, okay, this big party, I'm gonna get the bigger tip. And there was one dude chilling, like, with his son. I think he was like, you know, he looked like a surfer Hawaiian dude. He was chilling with his son. His son was probably like 8. It was just him. He had some flip-flops on. He was chilling. I'm like, I feel like I get the bigger tip. These tables, I'm sorry, but in my head, I'm like, I gotta leave this dude on the back burner, right?
Yeah.
I forgot his ranch like 3 times. I gave this man horrible service, right? And it was just, I felt like I had to sacrifice his service for these other tables. I was slammed, right? And then he asked for the check. I'm like, all right, man, sorry about that. I give him the check. He pays with a black card.
Yep.
And I was like, oh no! I fucked up what could have been probably a great tip.
That's the one beautiful takeaway. I spent a lot of time in the service industry as being, you know, doing bottle service and bartending and all of that, is that you don't know. In the Bay Area, especially in the fucking Bay, you have no idea who owns what. None. The flex is not the same in the Bay as it is in LA, right? Or Atlanta, or Florida, or in New York. It's just very, very different.
Or Lebanon.
Or Dubai. You know,
Yeah.
let's go through the list of places that it's just not the same. But money moves differently, and those that don't need to flex don't feel the need to flex. And they're probably the most regular looking guys. And you can always tell, if you're in the service industry, by what people order a lot. And just being a good fucking person is always gonna take you way further in life, no matter if you feel like you're gonna get the bigger tip or not. And you learn that by trial and error. And I think once you get to that place where you know just being good is good enough, that opportunities like that are never gonna, like, you're never gonna miss them.
All right, y'all, be a good person, and thank you for listening and watching this episode of the No Chasers podcast. Thank you so much for watching for 2 years.
2 years.
You're watching.
2
We
years.
appreciate you so much. I'm Tim Chantarangsu.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
I'm Nikki Blades.
Bye.
2 years.